What is up, everyone? Today we are back. It's been a while since I last recorded one of these, so today is day number 16 of the speed run. Let's get it going. Let's get into it. I'm 750 at the moment, hoping to get up to 800. I'm hoping to gain like more or less 50 points each one of these days of the speed run, and yeah, hopefully the games will be getting good. I'm excited for today's games. And I'm double checking the recording right now to make sure that what happened yesterday does not happen again. Let me move this over actually. We're gonna change the feng shui a little bit. Alright, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Got a little, got the notation here as well. Okay, so our opponent's going for d6, knight f6. Um, we could definitely try d4, but I think it's better to hold off on it for the moment. In general, the problem with c4 is they play a quick d5 and trade the pawns, but here this of course would take an extra move. So I think it's the perfect time to play c4 actually. I'm going to have to double check it. Okay, that's weird. We're just going to take the full center. What is this, the cow opening? What is going on here? This is going to be very tough. d5? Alright, here we could trade, but there would not really be any need to open this bishop up. Let's keep this pawn on the board here. We're just going to throw an e5. If they play knight e4, I'll play bishop d3. Bishop h4 check. That is a cheeky move. It's not a really good move, though. If I take queen takes g3, then he can snatch the pawn, and that would be a big bummer. But we're just going to play g3, sticking the bishop in the pickle jar. And the pickle jar has already been prepared with lots of vinegar, lots of salt. Alright, this looks like it's going to be a bloodbath. I could definitely make like hundreds of moves here. Like rook h3 would be good, rook g1 would be good. But I think something that's caught my fancy is bishop takes check. His king moves over. And then I'm going to play knight g5 and quickly bring the queen out to h5 to quickly just put the nail in this coffin. We got to get going. It's time to go. I don't have all day. I'm a busy bee. Okay, there we go. Takes, queen h5. You could play knight g3, actually. Knight g3 keeps the game going a little bit, but knight g3, I'll just drop my queen back. He can no longer harass my queen in any way. Bishop g6 should decide. Okay, queen h3. Knight g3, very nice idea, but unfortunately he's still dead lost. Very impressed that he found knight g3. If I wasn't winning on the spot, I might even call Kramnik, because that's a very hard move to find. Okay, so here if he's able to block, he might be getting out, but I just take with check. His king has to move, and we're going to hit him with the mate here. Beautiful. Alright, up to 758. Let's keep it going. Playing a lot of Indians now. Last guy was Indian. This guy's also Indian. f4, g6. We're playing knight f3. Bishop g7. Could definitely play e4 here. I always mix this up. So if they play knight f6 in this position, then we're definitely supposed to play c4. But here, I believe we could play e4. If they play c5, we'll play c3 and we'll transpose. Alright, this guy's being a wise guy. He thinks he can just... Man, these guys are going to get really punished. You're going to see a lot of this. If you guys start playing the bird, you're going to see a lot of this. People treat it like a joke. But the crazy thing is that if you thematically get all your pawns in the center, then you just have a normal position with a very healthy, a very favorable inclusion of this f4 pawn. So overall, he's just getting stuck in the pickle jar here. There's really no man, my diction is lacking tonight. I had a long day. I can't process my thoughts and process my words. Had an extremely long day. I had one of the most ergonomically annoying days possible. I had a lesson at noon, then a lesson at 2, and then a lesson at 5. And so the whole problem there is that what am I going to be doing in between 12 and 2, right? My lesson ends at 1 p.m. So what can I do for that hour? I can't do almost anything. I can't get into the nitty-gritty of preparing a video. I can't get into the nitty-gritty of almost anything. So I more or less, what is it? I gave up and I went to McDonald's. I just didn't even try to do anything. I went to McDonald's, I got a Big Mac and a 10-piece chicken McNuggets meal. My diet's been really my diet's been really lacking at the moment. And diet's been awful. Um, I'm sort of interested. I'm doing this one person scientific study. I'm more or less eating as terribly as possible. Um, this is only half intentionally. Like this is sort of a joke, but I'm really wondering about this. I'm making sure to continue engaging my mind and my mental faculties as hard as possible, meaning I'm doing chess, I'm doing languages, doing a lot of interesting things that really challenge me mentally. And I'm also going to the gym 6 days a week and working out really intensely. Like today, I had a 2 hour workout pretty much. Um, but by the same token, I'm deliberately not really paying attention to what I'm putting in my body. And I'm wondering if the combination of just mentally engaging material, that combined with physical activity, will I start to put on mass? Will I start to gain a lot of fat? Will I become obese? If I really have to, I'll go on a diet and I think I'll be okay. I'm not really worried about becoming obese in the long term. But yeah, it's a very interesting question because up until now I've eaten terribly. Like some days I eat just Doritos and Oreos, and I'm still going to the gym working out like an hour and a half a day, and there's no problem. So I don't know. I'm really interested. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Is Will my diet ever catch up to me? Because everyone told me it would happen when I'm like 25 or 28 or 30. I'm about to turn 31 and it still hasn't happened. I'm still eating the Doritos and munching on the Oreos, and there doesn't seem to be any problem. I'm really happy this is a rapid game because I just went on like a 2 minute monologue about my diet. Here we just need to break through on F7, and that should be the end of the game. There are lots of ways to win here. Transferring the knight into d6 would also be winning, obviously. We could also take and play knight g5 and break through on e6. But this definitely looks like the most sound. If he plays knight h6, I'm going to chop on e6 and finally take back with the knight there. Yeah, only maybe a third of that monologue that I just finished was facetious. I'm very interested in it. Of course, I do want to pay attention to my health. I'm not going to deliberately like destroy my body just for the sake of this one person scientific study. But I am legitimately interested because the thing is that a lot of people say that you cannot keep the weight off if you're just going to the gym. But the thing is I'm not just going to the gym. I'm going to the gym and I'm also making sure to engage my mind mentally, like to the extreme. Um, those of you who know, like when I was in Peru back in the day, I would study like 8 hours of chess, and this is whether it's studying 8 hours of chess, studying like 3 hours of language, 2 hours of chess, editing videos. I'm doing a lot of enormously mentally draining work, so I'm burning tons of calories. So yeah, let me know if we got any dietitians who are watching this. Let me know, am I speaking facts or am I speaking fiction here? Because in my own personal experience, I think I'm speaking facts. Like I every day I look in the mirror and I don't see that I'm really gaining weight. I think I'm in just as good shape as I was when I was really being strict about eating salads. And that to me is shocking because I'm eating McDonald's. I'm eating McDonald's, I'm eating Doritos. Today I had a Big Mac meal. I had the Big Mac meal and I had additionally a 10-piece McNuggets for lunch. Definitely not the healthiest thing. I did feel pretty bad after it. But that's not what we're investigating here. We're investigating, you know, am is my body gonna gain weight? Because like it's a very interesting thought experiment, right? Would it happen? Because just apparently when you engage yourself mentally, you're burning so many calories. There's some theories that like Kasparov and Karpov when they were playing their world championship match, they were when they were playing their world that's checkmate by the way. When they were playing their world championship match, they were burning like 7,000 calories or something. So I'm super interested in this. This, as you guys can tell by the length of this monologue, this is something that I've put a lot of thought into. I'm really like, at least for the last couple of years, I've been going to the gym. I've been following this relatively reckless diet, and I'm waiting for the day when I wake up and I start to see myself be gaining weight, and it has not happened. It has not happened remotely. Like, to be perfectly honest, I eat Doritos all the time. I still look in the mirror and I have abs. So it doesn't make sense. Let me know in the comments. Alright, so let's get back to the chess. Okay, so here our opponents played queen takes d4. I'm going to play knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6. The queen is not really good on e3 here. This is like a center game, but against the Sicilian, this is not supposed to be that good. This might transpose to a different variation, which involves knight c3, d4. Yeah, this could technically transpose back to some anti-Sicilians, which are considered normal. h4 is a very strange move. I don't really understand that. I'll play g6. It makes sense to go for the kingside fianchetto here. The bishop is going to scope the whole board. Bishop g7. Knight f3. Alright, this is the perfect time. Look at that. They played h4. This is the perfect time to dig into g4 with the knight. Knight g4. They play queen f4, and then we castle. We're doing very well. Yeah, there's literally nothing to worry about here. This is just a dream position. Already e5 is close to trapping the queen here. Queen b6 is also going to be strong. Knight e5, another idea to hit the knight and the bishop. He has some pipe dreams of taking and going for checkmate, but it's not going to work. He's not going to be able to get it. This is something I tell my students a lot, so note takers, get your notebook out. This is time to take the notes. If the queen is moved all around the board, there are normally two ways to generally take advantage of that. You can either hit the queen or you can hit the c2 pawn. The c2 pawn is just going to be generally very weak. So here, knight b4 looks good. What are they going to do against knight b4? I guess they could play knight a3. Maybe it doesn't work just yet, but man, it's close to working. Could I play e5? e5 also looks very nice. This is just a wild position. Wait, bishop h6. Am I missing something? Bishop h6? Look at that. The queen is trapped. If he plays knight g5, then I play e5, and, like, London Bridge is falling down there. There is no way that he's going to be able to hold that position. There are like 100 threats in that position. Knight g5, I have knight d4, for instance. Bishop takes f7, I don't think can really work. Look at that, though. Maybe knight g5, e5, he takes on f7 with the knight. Wow, because he's threatening my queen. That is wild stuff. Knight g5, okay. I think I have to defend this pawn first. I have to defend this pawn before anything else. Let's play knight e5 here. Comes with several threats. Defends f7, hits c4, also threatens bishop takes g5 and knight f3. So overall, this is looking good. This is looking very nice. What is he doing? He is not paying attention to any of the threats. He's about to pay the piper, though. I'm taking here. His queen is going to take, and I'm going to get the fork. I'm about to take the whole house here. He's probably thinking he's going to checkmate me, because if I take on c4, he probably does have some type of checkmate. Yeah, so here if knight c4, he has pawn takes there. You know, frankly speaking, I don't see the checkmate after knight takes c4 as well, but of course, we're just splitting hairs here. Knight f3. Knight f3 is the way to win. It's the end of the game. We're going to take the queen. We're going to scoop up the big lady, and yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Can't even get a free move with taking these, because then I would get my knight out of danger. So this looks completely hopeless for him. Okay, we take. No issues here. If I want, I can even contest his play on the h-file with king g7 and rook h8. Should I play queen b6? Yeah, let's play queen b6. Hitting f2, hitting b2. Got a lot of ideas in this position. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about it, but guys, do let me know about that diet thing. I'm so captivated. I could easily talk about that for like 5 hours. Because in my own personal experience, I keep on getting told of this truth that's coming, that eventually I'm gonna wake up one day and I'm gonna have gained a lot of weight because my diet is so poor. But the day has yet to come. I'll take on b2 here, hitting everything. Yeah, I had a really great day at the gym though. I spent 2 hours there, and I set myself the goal of doing 300 pull-ups, And I did them. It took 2 hours, but I did them. Okay, let's take here. I'm just going to start snatching some pawns. King f3. I can play knight e5 check. I do need to be a little careful. Knight e7 is almost checkmate, but no. Knight e7 doesn't do anything just yet. Well, actually, which one should I take? Let me take this one first. So plays f3, and then... Yeah, I've just taken an enormous amount of material. He's extremely close to checkmate, but it's not happening just yet. He has one more check, and if I go to h7, I will be getting mated. But fortunately for me, I can go to f6. And after f6, there are pretty much no checks left. And you know what they say? No checks, no problems. No checks, no Pop-Tarts. No Captain Crunch. Alright. What is this? Just gonna keep picking up some mangoes. Sorry, no, this isn't a mango. This is an apple. How could I make that mistake? Alright, what is his plan here? King g1, I take on f3 with the check. King f1. People are playing much better. I gotta give them credit. People are playing so much better at this rating. They're playing very logical moves. They're still getting completely dusted, but they're playing very logical moves. Very sound, logical, proactive, energetic, vibrant chess. Okay. He is out of checks. I'm going to check here. He goes there, and that's going to be mate. All right. Nice. It really is time to go. It's time to go. On more great news as well, by the way, we're going to be getting some background photos. I found, I was walking past this print shop. Today, and they had these icons, like these church icons, and they also had other like motivational icons. But pretty much they're like the perfect size for right behind here. So I'm gonna have more things printed out. For those of you who liked the background art and that type of thing that I had in that old Paraguay apartment, we're gonna get some more of that decoration. Yeah, Brazil is insanely cheap. I was expecting the guy to tell me that they're like $30, and they're only apparently $5 for these decorations. Yeah, Brazil, what a great country. Best country on earth, in my opinion. Big Brazil fan. What is this? We've been seeing a lot of this e6 f6 stuff. Just if they treat you like a clown, take them into the circus. Show them the elephants. Show them the elephants. Show them the fire breathing showman. D5 here. That D5 actually makes the most sense. This is the biggest turnaround. One of the biggest turnarounds I've ever seen. F6 is such a ridiculous move, but D5 makes a lot of sense. We should be a bit careful not to cede too many of the light squares here. You know what? E5 is fine for the moment. The bishop has already been locked in. His bishop cannot use these weakened light squares. So we're okay. F5. Now we have a classic reverse triangle setup. This is not a good structure, though, theoretically speaking, because he just has way too little space here. This pawn digs into everything. Knight does not have the golden square. This other knight really has nothing to do. At the right time, I'm going to play c4. I was going to say at the right time I should play c4, assuming he developed, but he's not developing, so I'm just going to try to... I really do want to just punish him. I want to punish him immediately. He's really treating the bird like a clown show. We're going to play knight c3 next. I want to play c4 and ultimately drill into this e6 weakness. His best plan here is probably to take and then immediately install a knight on d5. I assume he's going to treat... I assume he's going to keep treating the bird like a joke, though. And with that in mind, he's going to play something like g6. Okay, c6, yeah, he's really testing my patience. I'm a patient man, but he's really testing my patience. Bishop b4, okay, let's play queen b3. Just push the bishop. He set literally all of his pawns on light squares. Yeah, he should not be trading the bishop. Do not trade the bishop opposite the color of that which you've just placed all your pawns on. My bishop slices through. Like Swiss cheese. Yeah, this position is going to get very uncomfortable for him. The bishop can just drill into this beautiful square. Okay. I could also have taken on b7. I don't know why I didn't. I was so focused on illustrating this this dark square domination here that I did not bother. All right, b5. b5, okay, I guess I'll just take the pawn. I'll win the pawn here. So yeah, it seems like he sort of self-destructed here, but normally it is good to talk about this position. How would white go about winning this? What we would want to do is we'd want to install the bishop there, put this bishop here, and eventually break on g4. This is going to be where the action happens. Notice we have a pawn far advanced. Technically, this is on the king side over here, so that's going to be the side of the board we want to break on. We would want to play bishop d3, g4. This would be after playing something like, just to go back to that positional lecture, we would want to castle, maybe switch this rook over to g1, and then finally play g4. And the game should be over shortly. This guy plays a6. I do not want to solve any of his problems here. I'm going to play... Could I play queen b4? Queen b4 is a hella sneaky move. Is he going to see that I'm threatening mate? Hell, let's... Oh, actually, wait. No, queen b4, he takes with the bishop. That's not mate. But I check. I take... I am winning material. I could definitely go for that. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Let's see. 50-50. What do you guys think? Is he going to blunder the checkmate? Is he going to spot that I'm threatening checkmate? I'm not 100%. I'm like 40-60 he's going to blunder the checkmate. Okay, he didn't blunder the checkmate, but I am winning, though. Which is nice. Check. We're going to take here. We're taking the whole house. It's take time. He has to play king d7. I have no idea what he's thinking about. There's only one move on the board, sir. There's only one move on the board, sir. You really don't have a choice. Yeah, so for the casual chess fan, you might think I blundered a piece, but luckily I have this move. Distracting his queen. If he chooses to take back, I will take the rook. If he plays queen e8, I play bishop d6, and I'm going to mate. He is best advised to take. If he doesn't take, he could also play queen g8, and maybe he's surviving. Yeah, queen g8 also. Queen g8, I think I'm only slightly better there. Alright, he blundered the mate. Yeah, queen g8 would have been much better. Because after we trade, my bishop would be hanging, also this pawn would be hanging. Maybe I'm better there. It's not that simple, though. Definitely not that simple. Maybe just a slight advantage for white. I was definitely trying to meet the mare twice with this queen b4 move. It was not necessary. I should have just moved my bishop back or traded with an enormous advantage due to this dominant bishop on the a3 square. Okay, but anyway, so bishop d6, and that's going to be mate. It's the end of the road, folks. He could give his queen away, and that would delay things very slightly. But it wouldn't delay them enough. Yeah, these speedruns are getting longer, aren't they? 774? It's gonna start taking like 40 minutes to go up 50 points. We're no longer looking at the speedruns where I'm able to scale 50 points in 10 minutes. It's time to go. It's really time to go. Yeah, speaking of these like really intense workouts, I'm happy to say I got glutamine. I got some much needed glutamine. My body was just getting too sore from the workouts. I was literally like just in my bed crying every night, trying to go to sleep and not being able to because of how much my muscles ached. But with the glutamine, I'm able to recover well. Glutamine, definitely a friend of the show. And yeah, my gym glory, my story of striving for gym greatness might have a positive ending. Okay, let's play knight c6. We got a perfect setup here. He was trying to get the checkmate, the scholar's mate. Yeah, this is going to get really painful. He's pushed c4. This square is already very weak. And his bishop has also been diverted from this critical diagonal. Knight e5, bishop g4, knight d3. Yeah, the game is pretty much over here. Bishop g4 would be nice. Probably even stronger is knight g4 to attack f2. It looks like it's the end of the road. It looks like it's time to go. Knight g4, attack f2. f3, I could play queen h4. He's playing knight h3. He is trying to hold on. This dirty dog. He's trying to hold on for dear life. I'll play queen f6. Trying to break through. If he plays queen e2, I can snatch that bishop on c1. f3. Okay, so first of all, I could definitely take here. If he takes with the queen, I am able to snatch that bishop once again. Yeah, let me take here, actually, because if he takes this way, then I take on e3, and I'm going to scoop up the steed on h3. Well, actually, okay, let's think about it. Takes, takes, takes. His king runs away. His king runs away, and actually that's not that simple. I'm not sure that's simple at all, honestly. Instead, it's better to play knight e5. I love how this knight just completely grinds his gears. Look at that. It just completely grinds this d-pawn to a halt. And d-pawn is not getting out, so the bishop is not getting out. The rook is not getting out. The knight could technically get out, but he's also just chilling. Wants to stay with his friends. Okay, queen g6. Mate is fast approaching. It's time to go. Give him the memo, people. It's time to go. All right, there we go. Checkmate. 789. Let's keep it going. Let's keep this train moving. Let's keep the choo-choo train chewing. All right. Yeah, we're waiting. 4c5. What? You see the strangest moves in these speed runs. This is not a good idea. Just chop the pawn. He's wasted a lot of time. He's also getting a really classically bad version of a bird. You're not supposed to play the bird if you immediately lose your e-pawn. Just a pro tip from the bird master. Though having said that, honestly, I'm not 100% certain what I should do here. I would assume... Yeah, I sort of feel like a clown now that I just said that, thinking that it was going to be so easy. This position is not that simple. I need to be patient here. If I take, I'm sort of justifying his position by letting his bishop get out. I want to keep this pawn on the board. Okay, now he's going to pay the piper. You can't hit me with that trick twice, buddy. It's time to pay the piper. Okay, we'll take, drag the queen over to d4, and then I'm going to play bishop g7. He is in a very uncomfortable pin here. Knight h6, knight f5. We are going to get a lot of time on this queen. That queen is about to have a tempo tantrum, if I may say so myself. Yeah, this is looking good. I gotta say, I love this apartment. The one issue I'm having, though, is that the chairs, if you start swiveling them at all, they just start to go down. They start to decline in height, and that's very annoying. I found myself studying Portuguese earlier this evening, and I was just swiveling around a little bit. I was getting a little antsy, and yeah, lo and behold, within like a minute or two, I'm down like a foot from where I was before, and I'm having to like peer out over the table. It was very tiresome and very annoying. Let's take here. Let's snatch this pawn. I'm waiting him out. If he castles, I can scoop up the bishop with queen b6 check. If he wants, he can take and we trade queens, and I'm going to be up a pawn in that endgame. So that would also be fine. What's it going to be, big boy? What's it going to be, big guy? Castles, I'll play queen b6. I got to sit up. Yeah, with the fact that my chair is just declining so much, I got to sit up. Okay, queen b6 check. Scooping up the bishop. He's probably excited thinking that he won the bishop, and he's going to be very disappointed. He's going to be very disappointed to realize it's a check. Let me know what you guys prefer. I feel like I've been experimenting more with this stream of consciousness type chess video where I'm trying to just literally say whatever pops in my head and just keep the dialogue going, as opposed to just trying to offer much more insightful commentary. I like doing it this way. If you're not able to deduce which one I'm doing now, I'm doing the former, which is where I'm trying to just talk about my life, talk about things that interest me, also add some chess tips, some chess pointers. But as you could tell, I'm going on some tangents. We're going on some tangents here. So let me know in the comments if you prefer this or if you want me to shut up about my gym life, if you want me to stop talking about what I had at McDonald's. And let me know if you like Burger King. Let me know if we got any Carl's Jr. fans in the house. I'm taking here. I want to put my bishop on d4. We got a mango. We got a mango up for grabs here. Has to play bishop g3, and then I could play knight f6, and I'm going to drill into e4. Knight f6 also comes with the threat of knight g4, or even knight h5 to take g3. I need to improve my diet, though. I can feel it in my energy. Like, back when I was discussing that, I was just talking about from a purely caloric perspective. But I can just tell by the way my body feels, I'm getting very tired. And I think it's because I'm not supplementing my body with the proper food. I need to eat more salads. I gotta eat more steak. I can't be eating too much more McDonald's. Because I'm loving it. Alright, I mean, like, what is there to talk about here? This is, he's already down a piece and he's dropping a mango. Dropping a big mango here. Dropping a mango in the vineyard. Okay, perfect. Alright, let's, 797. Guys, honestly, I'm exhausted. I think I had too much McDonald's today. I will see everyone later for episode number, what is it? Number 17. Thank you all for watching. Take care. Bye-bye then.